Hey you folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to Let's Try Siege Survival Gloria Victis. Well, I say let's try, I actually think I might turn this into a Let's Play. Disclaimer, this is a sponsored video. It is sponsored by Black Eye Games. More information down in doobly-doo. And yeah, I really enjoyed this game. I started playing it, to learn, to go through the tutorial, to practice and figure out what it's all about. And suddenly I realized hours had gone by and I was still playing this game. I really think we're going to turn this into a Let's Play. But again, this video here is a sponsored video. I'm going to try to give you an overview of the game as we go into it. Based on the name, you can get a sense that I guess we must be trying to survive a siege, and that is indeed true. But what caught me completely off guard with this game is that it is not in any significant way whatsoever a combat simulator. You're not actually controlling the troops that are defending the city. Instead, you're controlling the workers behind the troops, trying to keep the troops supplied, trying to keep the people in what's left of the city alive and fed and healthy as the siege continues. And I really like that quite a lot. There are a number of different modes that you can play the game in for some replayability, including the ability to customize or to make your New Game Plus over here will have a bunch of sliders that you can control, and then it's got support for community scenarios as well. So lots of replayability. I considered for this to go into the quick start so that we would, well, be able to start a little bit more quickly. But honestly, I really think the full story mode is quite cool. We'll be just skipping through the tutorial screens as quickly as possible, but here we can experience it a little bit more and give you guys a sense of things. So it'll take a little while to build up to the full gameplay loop in this story mode because we've got some little kind of introductory stuff to get through, but I really feel that this is quite worthwhile. So it is going to start with a cutscene, which I'm going to skip in partway through here, and then we're going to get a bit of a story element. But basically, we've got this city of ours that is being raided, that is being attacked by these foreigners, and they've basically won. They've basically taken the entire city. I'm going to go ahead and skip forward here. They've basically taken the entire city. The only thing that's left is the central castle, the central keep in the middle of the city, which is now under siege. 6th day of summer, the year 1205, Kingdom of Midland. We were just starting harvest when the Izmirs struck out of nowhere, catching us off guard. Horns of war sounded through Edring, and the smoke-filled city streets ran red with the blood of its citizens. The savage warriors from Karlgald, have invaded our home. The town guard fought bravely, but the Izmirs were too many. Before long, the raiders were in the main square and the city center stood in flames. All we could do was send a messenger out to summon aid, while the outnumbered guards focused on protecting the fleeing citizens or the workers salvaging supplies. I don't know. The fleeing citizens. In an act of selfless sacrifice, the guards gave their lives to aid the citizens. The survivors soon found shelter within the cold castle walls, safe from the slaughter, for the moment. Those who could joined the castle crew to prepare the defense. The bloodshed continued unabated. Street by street, square by square, the Izmirs overran the city, murdering anyone who didn't escape in time. Then they prepared their war engines, smashing the gate connecting the town and the castle. We thought things couldn't get worse when we glimpsed a monstrous figure. The Kargalders were led by their infamous Nameless Champion. Nothing I'd seen in my whole life was more terrifying than this beast-like figure. We'd all heard tales of the huge Northerners, but nothing prepared us for the sight of this monstrous man walking up the streets of our city. In our hearts, we abandoned hope. We took shelter in the keep and took stock of the situation. Supplies were limited. No doubt the Izmirs would soon attack again. The castle, the only part of Edring still uncaptured, was now under siege, and it was up to us to support our soldiers as they fight to stave off the enemy until relief comes. The Bastion must hold. Alright, so we're going to drop into the game here. Now, the big thing with this game is that it has two main gameplay mode. During the day, we are having to hide behind our castle walls, and we're going to be responsible for trying to start rebuilding, building some workshops, producing resources, getting food, which we'll use to keep ourselves alive, but also to ship to the soldiers fighting on the front to keep them fed, producing medicine, producing weapons, repairing weapons, and a number of other things. And then at night, we sneak out of the castle into the ruined city looking for additional supplies. So, and I'm going to skip through a lot of the tutorials as they come up. We've got our starting character over here. We've got Flint. He's quite good at collecting resources. He also has additional backpack capacity, which is going to make him exceptional for scavenging the city at night. We've also got a little bit of flavor text for him over here, and because we're playing the full story mode, we've got a character that we need to talk to. Talk to the man by the wall. You recognize the man before you. It's Bertram, a local carpenter. You're relieved to see that he survived. It's clear, however, the events of the last day have scarred him in some terrible way. He just sits there, seemingly unaware of your presence, shivering and pressing his hand to his chest. Examine him. As you check him for wounds, you notice something in his tightly clenched hand. It's a small, scorched doll. You suddenly realize this man has just lost his family. There is nothing you can do for this kind of pain. Still, perhaps a warm meal might snap him out of this state of shock. However, the kitchen was destroyed by Ismer trebuchets. You'll have to build a fireplace first. With all this debris around, you will surely have no trouble finding firewood and other useful materials. So, we are being prompted to search for things, collect resource over here. So this is, mostly this is going to be something that you're going to see during the night phase, where you're going to be searching debris piles for things. So there you go. We have found 3 units of fibers and 3 units of wood over here, in addition to the supplies we started with. We're going to go ahead and take that. And then we'll go over to the storehouse, which holds our resources, but is also where we build new structures from. So from the storehouse screen, we can see what we can build. Currently, the only thing we have the material for is a stump with sawhorse. So we'll go ahead and do that. It's going to require 2 of our 4 wood and all 3 of our fiber to get started. So we'll build that. And as the tutorial explained, there's 2 different sort of zones over here. The blue zone is actually sheltered enough via walls that it cannot be hit by flying attacks once the siege battles begin, whereas the yellow zone could be hit by attacks. So we could cram as much, there's not much room in here. We could try to cram as much as possible in here or what. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it here for now, just for the ease of walking. So we'll put that down, and our character will begin building this. Shouldn't take very long at all. It's a fairly simple structure. So, in addition to a variety of things that you can build in the storehouse, most of the buildings, if not all the buildings, can also be upgraded. These buildings can be upgraded over here. So, yeah, and actually there's a cool little expando tooltip over here for quick expanding. The upgraded buildings often have access to newer recipes and or more efficient recipes. For example, one of the things we're going to be doing is making a little campfire so that we can make some food for poor Bertram over here. If we can upgrade the campfire later on with a cooking pot and some metal to make a little frame, then cooking will require less firewood, which is good. So we're being told to chop some wood. I think specifically they want some firewood here. Yeah. Build the stump with sawhorse to chop wood into firewood. Let's go ahead and chop one of our logs into firewood. There we go. Find some raw food. So we'll collect some resources over here. Again, this is sort of in the intro kind of tutorial kind of vibe over here. Just a slow little build up, but I think quite lovely. So we're going to find some eggs, some rotten food, some miscellaneous material. Stone, clay, and piece of iron scrap can be useful in construction. And indeed, some construction just uses this generic material directly, but this can also then be smelted down later on. And then we found some more fibers, and now we're told to build a fireplace, so we're going to go and do that. Come over here, build the fireplace. Again, this is just going to use a miscellaneous material. I guess we're just using the material to make the little ring around here. We do have time controls. We can speed the game up. We can slow it down. There we go. Make a meal using the fireplace. So here you can see what they call schemes or recipes. You can also choose what to build, what to use for your recipes. So here we're just trying to craft a meal. We're going to do eggs. If we had vegetables or dried vegetables, we could use that as well. This other recipe here uses meat-based things, so either fresh, like raw meat or dried meats, to make those kind of meals. But yeah, we'll just use one of our eggs and make a cooked meal over here for Birdie. I'm going to go speed the game up. And bring it back down to normal. Perfect. So we're going to return to him. We've cooked a meal, which is here. We can check our stocks in a few different ways as well. I'll show you in a second. Bertram is still exactly where he left him, shivering and pressing the tattered doll to his chest. His eyes stare absently, pain frozen on his face. It's as though his mind just cannot escape what must have been his darkest moment. He barely notices your presence, but you manage to make him eat. Bite after bite, you can see life coming back into him. Finally, he puts down the empty bowl and falls asleep. It's safe to guess he hasn't once shut his eyes since yesterday. Let him rest. Bertram's recovery would be so much better if he had even a simple bed, which you could build with materials lying in the streets. The gate connecting the city to the castle is damaged, but you recall there's a secret passage leading to the city market. You could use it and look for some supplies under cover of night. But wait a minute. Who is that man standing by the gate leading to the Bastion? Let's get to work. The soldier standing before you is covered in blood, his eyes dim with exhaustion, the tunic on his armor torn to shreds. Only once he speaks, you recognize Galvic, an experienced garrison member known and liked by the citizens for his cordial attitude. He's stunned speechless by the loss of his aunt and nieces, yet another blow falling on a man already exhausted, but there's no time to grieve. Izmir's will attack soon, he says. We must resupply before that happens. Then he reveals that a group of soldiers is searching through the city as well, but they still haven't come back. That's why he needs your help. What do you need? We need arrows, he says. Quite a lot of them. Of course, it would take days to craft them from scratch. But how about the bowyer's workshop in the city? That's your chance. Hurry! All our lives depend on you. He returns to the Bastion. Night has come. So again, we're still in the introduction sort of tutorial kind of phase over here, so the flow of the game is quite different than what happens after we open this up. But this is what normally happens when the daytime ends and the night begins. We will get to choose what we do with our characters. Ultimately, we can have up to 4 characters that we control, and there's a variety of different ones to find. So with Flint here, we are going to go ahead and scavenge the city. So we'll send the character outside. So here's the city map. Depending on the scenario that you're in, you will have access to different parts of the city right away. For now, we have access to this passage only into the city, and these are locked, but it will be very beneficial for us if we can unlock these later on. We're also going to go ahead and grab a torch, because there's some things we'll be able to do with this torch. Other things that are very useful for exploration are shovels. So torches and shovels are the big ones, but sometimes you might want to bring a weapon with you. I'm going to start scavenging. Alright. So, we are now sneaking around the city at night. The camera is now locked to our character. I can still rotate it with Q and E. And we have a certain vision range. Now, I can equip the torch, and I'll be able to see a little further, which will help make it a lot easier to find points of interest. However, one of the things to note is that, not so much in this first little phase here. Currently we are safe, but as we open up more of the cities, there will be guards wandering around, and stealth will be very, very important to avoid them. And so there are things we do that make noise, and of course we can be spotted visually, especially if we're carrying a torch. So we found some wood and some more fibers here, which is great. Let's go and check the interaction over here. I'll go ahead and run with a double click. Makes more noise, but that's okay. You found the bowyer's workshop. Is that how you pronounce it? I think bowyer's? I know, the bowmaker's workshop. There you go. Needless to say, the Izmirs have been here. The building has been scorched and looted. Its owner hangs from a nearby tree. We actually can see him on the map. I'll show you here. A dozen arrows sticking from his body. As you gaze on the destruction, a chilling wind reminds you why you're here. To find arrows for soldiers. Only one way to find out. We're going to step inside. You prowl through the devastated workshop, looking for the precious arrows among piles of broken parts and burnt-out furniture. Time passes, but you can't find any. Just as you're about to give up, you spot a flash in the dark under a broken roof beam. Could it be? Yes! Arrows for the Bastion defenders. You try pulling them out, but they seem stuck under the broken beam. You pull and you pull until they're all yours! Suddenly, the dislodged beam collapses on top of you with all its weight. Pain shoots through your whole body. It takes you ages to get free. As you leave the workshop, you see something's changed. The bowyer's corpse has been taken down. An old woman leans over the body in the shade of the tree. She is sobbing, exhausted, and you guess she must be his mother. She had risked her life to cut her son down and bury him in a shallow grave. The woman struggles to move him, but she hurts herself with the axe under his belt. I can help her bury the corpse, or I can take the axe and leave. We could really, really use an axe. But I'm going to help her bury the corpse. The woman's startled to see you approach, but you see relief in her eyes as she realizes you want to help. Once the corpse is buried, she gives you a small stack and silently walks away in the dark. So we get some generic valuables, which are not useful to us, but we may be able to use it to trade, which is another mechanic that you can find in the city. And we've got a bundle of arrows. Unfortunately, we're also injured. We're going to keep looking around, though, seeing what else we can find here. We can also search faster. There's a little arrow above the search that makes more noise, but might be worthwhile. Can't do it for the picking vegetables. We'll do that. Check this interaction here. This is where the gate to the High City, the wealthiest district of the city used to be. Because the gate, struck by a trebuchet projectile, has collapsed into rubble. No doubt there would be good pickings on the other side, but is it possible to clear a passage? Alas, the rubble is compressed and blocked by several collapsed ceiling beams. The way they are jammed, they could only be moved from the other side of the gate. It looks like the wonders of the famed High City will remain out of your reach for now. So we will be able to unlock this shortcut later, but we'll have to do it from the other side. There's some rubble blocking the way here, but I'm going to need a shovel to clear that, which unfortunately we don't have. Searching. I'm going to abuse the fact that there are no guards right now. Okay, so now my inventory is currently full. We could do a swap. In fact, I will. I'm going to leave the valuables here. They'll still be here tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I can come and pick them up. The logs are going to be much more valuable for us. I'm going to keep looking around, even though my backpack slots are full, because I might be able to stack a little bit. Ooh, that worked nicely, actually. Plus, the other thing is the search timer. Once you've searched a pile, when you come back on future nights, you don't actually have to do the search timer again, which is kind of nice. Now, we could clear an inventory slot if I found something to use my torch on. Ah, there we go. So there's a pile of rotting bodies blocking the way up to this platform. You can run through it, but it will cause you to get diseased. So we're going to use the corpse or the torch on the corpses here. That'll clear that out, and then we'll be able to get over there. It also opens up another inventory slot for me because I've consumed the torch. My vision's going to go down, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get a little bit more again, and I may as well use more of the night. Now, we'll try to use as much of our time as possible, at least search in the piles, so that on future visits... Yeah, let's come up here now. The fire was still burning, which is why I didn't go up. It might be fine to go directly through immediately, but I'm not sure. Ooh, there's some damaged light armor. Well, we don't have the means to repair this right now, so I think we'll have to leave this be. The logs are very, very nice. I'm actually wondering if I should prioritize taking the logs over something else right now. No, it's probably okay. All right, let's return to the castle. You can just walk there manually, but it is really convenient to have this shortcut because I can get a little bit lost. You do have access to a map over here, which includes markers. Like, okay, clearly shovels are going to be high value because there's at least 3 places we can dig out over here. We've got a point of interest here and over here. This is the inactive passage. This is the city gates we saw. Hold on, what is this one? I think it's over this way. Did we actually check this? Oh, what is this? You approach the city gate from the market to the harbor. It would be an incredibly convenient shortcut for your nightly adventures. The door, however, is solid and definitely shut. If Izmirs haven't been able to breach it, you need a key. Where could it be? I do not have a key for that. Okay. Well, then we know. So we're going to come home. We are full, and we are wounded. We need a bandage and rest. And we don't have a bandage on our person. I might have been able to find it, but we also need some rest. So hopefully we'll be able to help ourselves once we get back into the castle. Hopefully Bertram has recovered enough to at least walk around and help. The night was calm. The night was calm, but the enemy assault can come any day, and we must prepare for it. We should use this chance to help the soldiers at the Bastion. So we actually have a lit button over here for the Bastion. So this is where the soldiers are fighting, and this is when the attack is coming. We know the attack is going to happen in another day. Later on, we're going to have to actually use our people at night to scout the enemies and try to predict their movement for the Bastion's information. Our Bastion currently has a strength of 32. The enemy has a strength of 35. This means there's an increased chance that some of our soldiers will be wounded and perhaps even killed. Just taking more damage one night won't cause us to fall, but if we start to lose more and more soldiers, things can be quite bad. We currently have 13 soldiers at the garrison. However, only 5 of them are armed. Well, we have 5 of them with axes. We also have 2 bows, although they don't have any arrows currently. And we have 6 pieces of light armor for them. And we have some issues. We have no arrows, and we don't have enough melee weapons. So that is certainly going to be a thing. We can go ahead and send the arrows to the Bastion, though. Before I do that, let me talk to Bertram first, so that we can activate him. It seems Bertram is feeling much better. The loss of the family has had a crushing impact on him that only time can fully heal. Nonetheless, finally, the carpenter has recovered from shock and is ready to rejoin the fight. "It was Flint, right?" he asks. "I remember you visiting my workshop once or twice with Galvic. Thank you for your help. Now we should take care of the animals and find fresh water." Bertram was right. Fresh water is paramount. In a stroke of bad luck, the castle well took a direct hit from the trebuchets. Still, if you clear away the debris, you might repair it somehow. You've got to try. So we've got 2 characters. So hold on. I'm going to play with Bertram in a second. But I'm going to tell Flint, hey, let's transfer those arrows over to this bastion over here. So I'll do that. Flint's going to walk over to the gate and take care of it. Bertram over here. You can use tab to cycle between your characters or use like the hotkeys 1, 2, 3, for example. So Bertram is a handyman. He's actually more skilled at fighting, and he builds slightly faster, which is nice to see. And then, yeah, you can see here, I'm going to bring the speed down for a sec. Send arrows to the bastion. Clear debris blocking the well. The tired and wounded need proper rest. Construct a bed and a keep. And clear the debris blocking the hen house. All right, well, Bertram, let's go ahead and start clearing out some debris. We've got a ton of it all over the place. Flint has transferred some things. He is injured. He's also thirsty. We're going to have him drink some of the clean water over here. There are convenient hotkeys for this as well. If you want to be able to do it more quickly with a character selected, if you hit 9, they'll automatically go and grab some water. Oh, that's Bertram finishing clearing some rubble, which is nice. And let's have him keep working on that. 9 will drink water, and 0 will eat meals. Only cooked meals. You can manually tell someone to eat uncooked meals like eggs and things like that, but the hotkey is you'll only get them to eat a proper meal, which we could go ahead and cut and might be valuable here. You collect some resources. We're going to have Birdie take a look at the well here. You remove the debris blocking the well. Sadly, to no avail. The well's base has been crushed by the trebuchet projectile. The shaft itself is blocked, and there's no way you can clear it out before dying of thirst. Perhaps you could find some potable water in the city market under the cover of darkness. It's risky, but it's the best chance you have. We have no choice. We're also going to go and clear out the chicken coop over here. We're going to have Flint grab some more of these resources. I know he's still injured. We're going to have to deal with him soon here. Birdie's going to keep clearing out some things here. More rubble. Okay, so let's take a look over here. Flint is lightly wounded. He's going to have to get bandaged. We have some makeshift bandages over here, so I'm going to go ahead and tell him to do that, but then he's still going to have to rest as well. And Birdie is currently depressed, which is going to affect his work, but I can't really blame him. Okay, other than that, things have been cleared up. I think we've gotten all the resources we can. I'm going to tell Flint to go ahead and... Oh, we're going to have to make a bed, is what we're going to have to do for Flint. Birdie here, can you build anything new? Yeah, we don't yet have a workbench, so we should probably get that going. The butcher's table lets us turn carcasses into proper meat to cook. We don't have any carcasses right now. We can also build a dryer. Well, let's go ahead and build a workshop. We're definitely going to need that. I'm going to keep the trend of sort of building things over here. And Flint, you're going to make us a bed over there. We're going to want that so that people at night can sleep on the ground, but they're going to get rest much better in a bed, especially if they are injured. You can see Flint over here. He's still lightly wounded, but he is bandaged. He still has to rest. We've got a button here to let us skip time until dusk, but we've got lots to do. There you go. Flint is wounded. Use a makeshift bandage, and then put him to bed for the night. I mean, I can literally just have him sleep overnight. He is really tired now. His sleep has actually gotten very tired, which is going to slow down his work speed dramatically. Okay, Birdie has finished a workbench. Lovely. We can make more torches. What we could really use is a shovel. However, we can't construct a shovel until we've upgraded the workbench, which is going to require 8 planks and 2 tools. We can make tools here if we've got planks. Sounds like what we really need to do is make a bunch of planks. Before I do that, I'm going to craft a meal. I was just going to check our firewood status and see what how I was feeling about that. I'll cook the meal. We've got it. We're going to have it available. We could send it to the guards at the Bastion. I think they've still got some food and water. Oh, these things aren't actually enabled yet in the tutorial. That's good. So we don't actually have to worry about a few of these resources for our soldiers. We'll get prompted later. So maybe we can use that meal for ourselves. We'll go to the stump of the workhorse. How do we... metal and then tools. So we haven't found an iron bar yet or built a furnace so that we can smelt our own. Right now I think I'm just going to turn all of our wood into planks because we're going to need a fair bit of that. Later on we can get someone who's actually better at crafting. Okay, Flint is no longer very tired. He's only just normal tired now. I'm going to keep him resting because ideally it would be quite nice if we got him fully healed before night came so that we could send Flint out again. Because remember, Flint has 1 extra carrying capacity for his exploration, which is very, 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 very valuable. we're going to keep going. I know this is going to be maybe a little bit of a long video here, but I want to make sure to include up to a battle in here. So we're going to go through one more night, and then the next day is going to be the first battle, and you'll sort of get a hint as to how that works. All right. I don't think there's anything else I can build right now, even though I got the planks. Oh, I could get a composter, which wouldn't be bad if we got some random organic materials and we can start making fertilizer. Fertilizer does take a while to produce. I don't know. I don't think it's the highest priority. I think we need other things. We've got a pigsty over here. So the pigs generate fertilizer, which we can use for various crop growing. The other thing we can do is we can butcher our animals here to, well, to get some meat, especially if we get the butcher thing. But we're going to try to keep our pigs alive, Elizabeth and Casimir. We've got some fodder over here. We'll just throw that into the pig pen. So there we go. So they'll get fed, and then we'll do a similar thing for the chickens. The chickens especially want to keep alive because they will produce eggs for us, which is going to be really nice. There's eggs, and we'll take an eye. So they're hungry. They're not very hungry, which is good. I'll give them some vegetables. And I think if they're hungry, I don't think they produce eggs. I think they have to get to the fed status, which... Okay, they're still hungry, but at least they're not going to starve to death. We'll have to try to do more for them in a future night. How are you doing there, Flint? Okay, you're no longer tired. You're still a little bit injured. But I think we might just send you out, actually. I could probably skip to dusk, although I just put it on fast forward and the night was almost here anyway, so... Yeah, I'm going to send Flint out to the city. No, alright, Birdie, I'll send you. I feel bad for Flint. So we're going to start in the same area. We don't have any special tools we can pack with us, so we're going to have to go and scavenge as is. So it's not going to be, we're not going to open up anything new, unfortunately. We're just going to be picking through, well, there's some piles we've already explored. Well, I'll pick through some of these new ones, because sometimes you will find a shovel or a torch or something like that in these piles. So checking the new ones may have some value. But yeah, he does search a little slower. And he doesn't have as much capacity, which is unfortunate, but, well, it'll mean it's going to be a short night, and we can get right back to, well, the keep, or the castle, and it should be our first siege, so we'll get a hint as to how some of that works. Anyway, as I said before, this is a sponsored video, but I really enjoy this game, and let me know in the comments if you think it would be a good one for us to continue in the Let's Play. I'm kind of into the idea. A lot, so... Oh, hidden track over here. What is this? You purchased City Gate from the market. Oh, this is... Okay. I didn't recognize it because the camera is turned a different way, but yes, we'd been here before. Why are you blinking? Is there something special in here? There is a shovel here. Oh, that's really good. So, did I miss it last time? I mean, it's possible. So that means we can clear one of the extra passages. I think it was in this direction. Yeah. Well, I guess there was one up there too. I don't know what's, you know, there might turn out to be one is like a higher priority than others. But yeah, let's clear this obstacle. You can go faster. This, I believe, now we will start to experience guards, though, because I think there will be patrolling Izmir in the city section over here, and they will start to patrol through this area now. So we're opening up extra danger, but it's going to be important so that we can discover more things. So yeah, enemy guards patrol the city at night, avoid their attention and remain undetected. If you stay in their field of view or make noise near them, they'll become aware of your presence. Then it's a matter of time before you're detected, unless you escape in time. I'm still going to go and try to accelerate things with... Oops. Come on. With running and then the speed boost over here. Because we're actually pretty close to the castle. We can make a fairly easy escape. I'm going to leave the dirty water for now. We'll take the wood. And shovel did break after one use over here. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's get back in. We might be able to... We could probably do a little bit more searching here. Pre-search some of these piles, which will save us time in future nights. And maybe even stack a little bit more. But in the interest of... I really want to get to the actual battle in this video, which I think will happen this day. It said 1 day away. So I think it should happen now. Absolutely, we're going to return. At least Flint should be better. There we go. The enemy assault approaches. We must get ready for the worst. The enemies are preparing to attack, and we need to support our soldiers to help them stop the assault. Okay. So you are thirsty, and a little bit tired as well, and Flint is thirsty and hungry. What I'm going to do is I will go and put Birdie into bed for a little bit, just so that he can restore a little bit, but then we're going to still put him to work today. So, having a drink. Going to go ahead and feed Flint a meal, so he's going to be at full preparedness. It would be really nice if we could upgrade some of these. Right, we can't do that, we can't do that. If we got a couple of tools, we could upgrade the workbench, which seems like a pretty good thing. So I'm going to go and construct 2 tools at the workbench, and then we'll try to upgrade it. It'll unlock new recipes and also give us more overall efficiency. We check... Oh, there we go. The enemy is firing siege engines. A flying rock can cause serious damage when it hits a character or workshop, but some of the stones can be collected and used to strengthen the walls of the Bastion. So that is going to be what we do. We will see giant red areas like this. We don't want our characters to be in there. Currently, we are not, so that's good. And we have no constructed buildings in there either. And then we're going to get Birdie up and out of bed right away. Sorry to interrupt your sleep there, buddy. But we're going to start collecting this stone. I guess I'm going to keep the crafting going. It's going to have to be okay. We're going to take that. We're going to take this one here, and then we're going to send those stones right back to the Bastion for their own tools. I mean, obviously there's plenty of debris and stuff left too. It's not the same, but it's going to be something. So, there you go. Fortification's been unlocked. The last thing you're going to see over here, this is food and water for the Bastion. So in the full story with the introduction / tutorial, it doesn't unlock right away, but we have to worry about keeping ourselves fed, but also keeping the Bastion troops fed. So you can see the fortification status. We've got stone, we've got brick that we can use for their walls, and we can also send them ballista parts as well. For now, I'm going to send a couple of rocks over there. They have no injuries or anything, so they're not asking for bandages or medicine, which is good. We'll just go ahead and send that. You can see it'll increase the fortification strength. It'll bring up the strength over here, which should make it that much more likely that our soldiers do a decent job. We can, there's a handy button here to tell all of our characters to hide from incoming projectiles. That's pretty handy to have there. We can always just move people manually as well. Okay, Flint is done. That, oh, we need some more planks now. Let's just make the 2, because that's all we're going to need to do the upgrade. Upgrade's actually a building task, so ideally Birdie would be the person to do it, because he builds it slightly faster, although he is a little tired, but it should be okay. Oof. Okay. Oh, there's eggs waiting for us in the chicken coop. Birdie, you go ahead and start upgrading that. There we go. We'll be able to construct shovels, which is good because we've got at least 2 areas that we know we have to clear with shovels. And so we're really entering the phase of the game, though, now where, like, we never have enough of anything. We don't have enough food to keep, you know, ourselves 100%, nor animals, nor the troops. Battle was won, which is good, but we used up some arrows doing that. So there's gonna be some pressure to find more. We could prep the butcher's table, the dyer. If we had more planks, maybe I should just make more planks. Could we make... Actually, we could make a bunch of these, because we can make tools and we can make planks. So I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and let's make some more over here with flint. We could make a little bit more firewood as well for the fireplace, because we've got some raw products that we can use for some of this. There we go. That has been upgraded. If we get some planks, we can make some shovels, and we definitely will want that. Let me just wait for some of these planks. That's actually going to be the highest priority. Maybe more torches as well. Yeah, need more wood. I know we could search the rubble, but I want to make sure we have a shovel for the night. So start crafting that. Oh, that's quite a quick job compared to some of these others. May as well craft some tools, because we're going to want those for some of our upgrading. And, okay, Birdie's really tired, but that's okay. He can sleep tonight. It's going to be fine. We don't have really any firewood. Let's craft a little bit, because we're going to need some to cook. Oh, I don't suppose, Birdie, can you make the furnace? Oh no, we gotta upgrade the storehouse. Okay, well, all we need actually then is we need more planks, and then we can upgrade the storehouse and unlock things like the furnace, which I think is very, very, very high priority for us to get going. Because it takes a little while to smelt, we need the bars, so we're going to upgrade the storehouse. It'll have to finish tomorrow, but that's going to be okay. The night has come. So yeah, Birdie will sleep, Flint will scavenge the city. I forgot to bring the shovel with me. Well, that's okay, actually, because we did unlock a new area. And in fact, even in the marketplace, there's still some resources to pick up over here. So we actually don't need to unlock any other areas with the shovel tonight. Flint's going to be fine for that. I will go into the new area because I want to see if we... Oh, that's not the new area. Okay, it's over this way. Somewhere over here, isn't it? Yeah. Right up through here, because I want to see if we could spot a guard, just to show what that looks like. Some dirty water, and yeah, we need a shovel to clear that area there into a new section as well. We've got that's the little vegetable garden. Oh, past a ruined house, once the property of wealthy merchant. Suddenly hear yelling inside. The shouts of several men speaking a language you don't understand, and a screaming woman. Could it be Izmir's? Let's take a look inside. You see two Izmirs standing by a half-fallen wall. The third enemy approaches a terrified woman and pushes her forcefully to the ground. Moments later, she draws a knife and rips the attacker's guts wide open. He falls right on her, rendering her defenseless, and the others rush to her in rage. You must help her. So, we could attack them from behind. The red fist over here actually says I wouldn't be very good at this. If I had a weapon on me, I'd probably get a bonus. Or if Bertram was doing this, who's good at fighting, he'd be able to do this. So, he'd probably have a green fist, which would be good. So since I'm going to not necessarily be good at this, I'll try to push the broken wall on them. Hopefully that works better. That's the only way you and the woman can make it out alive. Furious, the Izmirs close on the victim, and she recoils from a powerful kick. Meanwhile, you pull back and run into the damaged wall, smashing it with your shoulders. Piles of debris bury the enemies alive. When the dust settles, you see her wide-open eyes staring at you with awe. So she's best far away, or she could be useful in the castle. Do I want to add this person to my group? Absolutely. We want some more people, and she kind of seems like a badass. You're good with the blade, you compliment her, adding that someone like her would be great use in the castle. She smiles evilly, pointing to another body nearby. A chance to avenge my husband and all the Izmirs have done? There's nothing I want more. My name is Rena. Lead the way. All right, we're going to have someone new in our camp. Okay, that was actually really good. We have a sort of a quest here to find clean water. It's you don't need to complete these. This is... Oh, we found a bonus shovel. Nice. Okay, I can't go through there. What I'm going to do, I could open this. Oh, shoot, there's a guard. And there's no hiding place over here. Oh, there's one. Yeah, he's been spotted. Run for my life, but he hasn't quite aggroed yet. There we go. If he'd been fully alerted, I wouldn't be able to hide here. I'd have to just run. So I was thinking I was opening up the other gate, maybe close to our entry point, because I think it will lead to another area of the city. I'm gonna move away from here now. Oh, might as well search here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit this, go back to the castle, because I couldn't remember. There it is, where the crossing is. But the plan is not actually to go to the castle. Let me clean this up. I was going to say, there's not much in there. Although it's going to be material I think we can use in the furnace, which is going to be good. I'm just going to shovel here. And we'll dig faster. That's going to be okay. There's a guard over here. Is he being attracted by the noise? He might be. Nope, okay. But I may not be able to use the speed gather here. Luckily, he's still pretty quick at it. Oh, and there's another event. Well, you know what? We're gonna put a cut in here, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you did, because again, I'm gonna leave some rotten food behind. We're gonna take this iron bar because that's actually gonna be very useful. And I'm gonna leave that event. Let me know if you enjoyed this, and if you might like to see this turn into a Let's Play. Again, this was a sponsored video, but I really really enjoy playing this game, and I think it would be a lot of fun to play through. It gets really hard really fast. They're very gentle here in this sort of introductory phase, but the game gets challenging really quick. Scavenge again looks worse for wear than before. Tells you they're wounded soldiers after Isma's assault. Defenders need bandages and their weapons need to be repaired. Scouts have seen soldiers of the Sangmar Empire to the south. Sangmar! They're here to attack too? Maybe, we don't know. Having told you all he could, Galvic turns to return to the Bastion. Looking at him stumble in exhaustion, you can only wonder if you will see him again after the next battle. And we could check the Bastion. Indeed, everything is now unlocked, so they're going to need food and water regularly supplied. They are short on weapons, they have no arrows, and we have a wounded person, and they've sent back a broken axe for us to repair. So we've clearly going to have a lot of work to do to try to keep all these guys together. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Again, check the description box down below. There might be some more info there, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.